with Aaron Cow.
I throw balls far. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Cow with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
Good Garrison Financial Friday out there, Western Oklahoma. Welcome to the Skinny on Sports right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Excuse me. Glad to have you along for the next hour. We'll be jam-packed with college football throughout the second half of the show. Scotty G is going to join us at 9:30 because of what we got coming up here in just a little bit. I'm sure he's got some OU Texas memories. Have you been?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd been.
It's been quite a while, but I've been to a few.
We'll try to describe the atmosphere to those of you out there that have never gone. And if you've never gone, you need to go. If you love sports, you love college football in particular, it's just one of those games you have to attend no matter who you root for, especially living this close.
Yeah.
It's not like we're asking you to go to Annapolis, Maryland or something to watch Army-Navy. We're just asking you to drive 3 hours or 3.5 hours to Dallas. Whatever it is, 4 hours, not that far.
Well, this weekend's 5 hours, but
it depends on how you go.
It depends what route you take.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're leaving from here, do not go down I-35.
Oh, no.
As cool as the Bevo Bash in Marietta is, I don't know that it's worth it from here because we have such an easier they're just such an easier route.
Just find another Carl's Jr. You'll be fine.
It's
I think statewide they're doing like 99
they are.
cent.
99-cent burgers.
Yeah, so you should be fine.
We'll talk about that. Just everything OU Texas with Scotty G. Give a score. Are we gonna finally predict this score?
I had a dream last night, Aaron.
I've got one written down.
I had a dream last night, and I woke up sad.
Yeah.
It's not why you think. I'll tell you why.
Game tonight in Stillwater. We'll talk about that. How can OSU get off the schneid against K-State? What are the best games around the country this weekend? Also a huge game in the NFL with the Cowboys and the 49ers. We'll talk fast pitch results from yesterday's state tournaments and super regionals. Thursday night football, obviously, with the Elks and Cash. Merritt got a win as well over Burns Flat Deal City. And at 9:15, the Western Oklahoma Bulls coach and GM Jonathan Reed is going to join us and answer a bunch of questions as far as what is this? The new ABA team coming to the Arrowhead Center here in Elk City, Oklahoma. 225-9698 is the phone or the text line. Give us a call, shoot us a text, talk about any of those things, whatever else is on your mind. Feel free to chime right in at 225-9698 if you're going to be outside the listening area. Stay in touch a couple of ways, kadsam.com, or you can download the app. The app's got it all. Radio, Penny News, Big Elk, and Paragon TV. Paragon TV tonight, Hollis. My mind is just literally drawn a blank.
Oh, I had it too, and I
district game, I believe, starts tonight.
I even I've already prepped for next week. That's how way ahead I am.
Oops.
So I had that written down. That'd be Class C, correct?
No, they're Class B.
Class B, correct?
Class
yes.
B, one.
At
Here it
Beaver.
is. Beaver. No.
No?
Laverne.
Thank you, Squirtle. You messed up again.
No, Laverne.
I'll call you out by name. Tired of that.
Laverne at home. First district game of the year. I knew it was golly, I knew that, and I just literally slipped my mind. So you've got Laverne at Hollis tonight. First district game in Class B, District 1. So it'll be fun times down at Hollis. You can watch that on Paragon TV. Of course, Skinny on Sports Podcast, anywhere where you can get a podcast. All right, Jared, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Fast pitch result. We're going to have to scrunch all this down because the guys before us took about 6 minutes of our time.
Well, they did have Baker Mayfield on. I give him a little credit, a little
leeway.
All
right. So yesterday in the Class B fast pitch tournament, unfortunately, all the Western Oklahoma teams are out. Started the day, Mountain View Gotebo, we talked about it last night on the broadcast. Golly, they were up 5-1 going into the 6th against Frontier. Frontier got a run in the 6th to make it 5-2, and then 5 in the 7th to defeat Mountain View Gotebo 7-5. So Frontier moved on, as did Tupelo. They jumped out on Leedy immediately and never really let up as they beat Leedy 7-1. So Frontier Tupelo is one semifinal. Kiowa beat Stewart 7-1, and then last night Arnett put up a good fight against number 1 Turner, but they went down 11-6. So that Class B fast pitch state tournament, it's still interesting, but not as far as Western Oklahoma teams. Now Class A is a different story. You had Navajo go down by a run to Red Oak 2-1. That was a close game the entirety. I was kind of watching the score to put that on the sports report last night. But Navajo didn't quite get it done. They lose 2-1. I think they had runners on first and third in the bottom of the 7th and couldn't squeeze that tie and run across. So Red Oak will play Ripley. Top 4 seeds held here as well. Caddo, number 1, beat Bingeroni 10-0. But Arapahoe Butler, the Lady Indians, moving into the semifinals against Caddo today at 12:30. Arapahoe Butler wins 12-1 over Cyril. Cyril hit a leadoff home run in the bottom of the first, and that was it. And Lady Indians pounced on them from there. So those 2 semifinals at Fire Lake, and as we've mentioned all week, the championship games tomorrow at Oklahoma State University for the fast pitch. So that's really cool stuff. And then of local interest, it took a while. And by a while, I mean, I don't think the game started till past 11 o'clock last night. But Matt Yost's Okarche Warriors took down number 2 Worcester 5-0.
You're telling me I could have gone home and watched that?
In the wee hours of the morning. So Maddie's team will play Rattan today at Edmond Memorial, 1:30 in the semifinals. Oaktaha and Silo on the other side are those semifinals in Class A fall baseball.
Cool. You all right?
Not really.
Did you drop something?
No, I'm looking down at this phone.
Oh, I just tested it. It worked.
Did it say no service on it?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is par for the friggin' course. Oh, my goodness. It's got a dial.
It's got a dial.
Okay.
I mean, I literally did. I looked down.
I got on the phone, right before we went on air, I called myself.
Yeah.
It rang. It was buzzing in my pocket. I knew it worked. And then you got no service over there.
Yeah, it says it.
Do we need to go back to an old rotary, like
4 0
or operator?
Yeah,
give me
could you get us Coach Reed, please?
Coach Reed, please. Please hold while I transfer you. While I connect you.
It does appear we're okay. So that's the fast pitch in fall baseball. Actually, it's not. That was the state tournaments. One of the I-40 schools is going to head to the state tournament next week in Class 4A. Coach Morris, Ricky Morris, who was here at Elk City as baseball coach back when I was in high school, his team, he's now the head coach at Weatherford for the fast pitch, and the Lady Eagles went to Miami, the long trip to northeast Oklahoma, and swept their super regional. So congratulations to Coach Morris and the Lady Eagles of Weatherford as they are headed to the Class 4A fast pitch state tournament next week. Obviously, those brackets aren't near released because there's still a bunch of stuff going on there.
Still stuff happening, yeah.
In super regionals. But congratulations, Coach Morris and the Weatherford Lady Eagles on a trip to that 4A fast pitch state tournament. All right, I tell you what, Jared, you're going to have to take over for just a second.
You're going to do the dial-in?
I'm going to get the dial-in. I'm going to get Coach Reed on the horn. Then we'll talk some Western Oklahoma Bulls basketball.
All right. Now, I know while you do that, I'm going to attempt, because I had a list and I erased it already because I keep thinking all the games have been played. But there are some big high school football games tonight. Obviously in 4A1, the big one is Weatherford and Clinton. Clinton is at Weatherford, which goes a long ways to deciding a district title. It's weird to say when we're only 3 weeks into district play, but with Clinton beating Elk City last week and Weatherford taking care of business against Woodward, it really sets up, it's kind of like the OU Texas game. Whoever wins that game usually has the driver's seat. And at least this year it feels like that. In the early in the 2000s, it felt like that. The winner, they had the driver's seat to go on to the Big 12 championship and maybe beyond. Kind of has the same feeling in this Custer County conflict this year. So that's one of those big games we're going to keep an eye on. We might preview that a little bit more a little bit later if time allows. So definitely one we'll be watching tonight. And a thing I'm really looking forward to watching, Aaron, is semi-pro basketball right here in Elk City.
Absolutely. Just found out this a couple of days ago with the ceremony and having everybody out. And now joining us is the coach and GM of the Western Oklahoma Bulls, Mr. Jonathan Reed. How are you, sir?
Hello?
Hello. You hear us? You got us?
Yeah, it's kind of cutting out on me. How you doing, guys?
We're doing well. Hey, tell us, as far as your career, you're from El Reno, but how did your career, not only playing but coaching, bring you here to being the coach and the GM of this ABA team that's coming to Elk City?
Hello? Yeah, keep going, guys. Sorry.
All right, how about now? You got us now?
Gotcha now.
Gotcha.
Great.
All right, there we go. We just hit another button. Okay, my question for you first off, you're from El Reno, correct?
Yep, born and raised in El Reno.
What does your career consisted of? Not only playing but coaching, and how has that led you to where you are now, bringing this team to Elk City, Oklahoma?
Yeah. So I played in El Reno High School. We had some pretty successful teams back there in the late 90s. I ended up going to junior college in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, called Cedar Valley. We won a national championship out there. And then I played the rest of my collegiate career at Arkansas State University and Clayton State University. So I actually kind of been all around playing basketball. And through that, I made a lot of contacts, which helped me get my first pro career, started. I went out to NBA Summer League back in 03-04, I think. And from there, I just played 10 years overseas, just playing all over the world, China, Turkey, Ireland, Iceland, Dominican Republic, and just kind of start building my pro basketball playing career. And while I was in Ireland, I kind of took on a GM role as well while I was playing, because I just wanted to learn more about how the business of basketball actually worked. So I took on that role as a GM / player coach, and I was kind of doing it all at that point, and I just learned so much about the business, and then I wanted to bring that information and that knowledge back to my home state and build something cool here.
Good.
Yeah, so that's something cool. We'll jump right to it. Is the Western Oklahoma Bulls. How did you find the ABA and this organization?
I used to compete actually in the ABA as a player. We had a team called Oklahoma Outlaws. That was kind of a semi-pro exposure team. That was a touring team that we used to play fill-in games for the ABA. We weren't an actual part of the league, but we would play games if a team could show up or something happened. And I really enjoyed the competitive game. It was really good basketball. It had some cool rules that made it fun. And so, I just thought about that league. I own a team in another league, minor league basketball team, and we were just like, man, we need something during this season. We need something out here. I have a mutual friend that actually played with me back in the day, Devontae. He worked at the Arrowhead, and he was like, man, we have a good community out here. We need something fun and entertainment, kind of what you bring. It would be awesome in this new facility. And so we came out there. I saw the facility, talked to the people, and I was really impressed when I came out to Elk City. It had a lot of things to offer, and I felt like we could build something out here that could last. And so we just put our heads together after several meetings and visits and site visits and all kind of stuff, and we just felt like this is the right timing, the right place, and we decided to get it kicked off. And I was like, what other league better than the ABA right now that it's exciting, it's cool, and, it has good history. I said, let's go for it.
See, that's my next question. When I hear the ABA, I'm thinking Dr. J and George Gervin and the red and white and blue basketball. Is there an association to that league, or is this kind of a spin-off and a newer version of that that started back in 2000? Yeah,
exactly. It's a spin-off. It's the same exact league because the CEO actually just bought the league, but they're trying to create some of that same kind of flair to the game, I guess, a little bit. But let's face it, we're not going to get that same level because that was amazing, and I don't think can ever be recreated. But we're just trying to put our new flair on it and still provide a great product for an affordable price.
So describe how the league is set up. Is it divisions? Is it conferences? Who will be the opponents that we'll see?
Yep. Our division. We're in the South Division, which will be Oklahoma. It'll be Texas, mostly Texas teams. But I scheduled a team out of Denver. I scheduled a pretty good amount of non-conference games so we could see different opponents from all over the country. I also scheduled a Mexican national team, professional team, to come in and play us as well, so we could just have different opponents and see different styles of basketball as well. But our conference will consist of the Texas, San Antonio, Houston. I think there's a team in Fort Worth, and that's pretty much where we're going to be.
Talk about some of the players. I know I've seen that you're still having some tryouts to bring some players in, but talk about some of the guys that you got, and the kind of the quality of play that they'll bring to the Arrowhead.
Yeah, we're gonna have tryouts. I think not this weekend, but next weekend. But we've already kind of started building a team. We've done some local workouts and some scouting right now. We're just looking for the right type of guys that really fit. But we picked up a player from SWOSU, Chris Bragg. He graduated last year. He's been doing great in our workouts and preparing himself for the season. Blake Owens, that also played there, and Adokia Yaye. Those are three guys that we know we probably will be signing within the next few days. They've been to all of our workouts. They've done everything that we want. And we want to build on guys like that, guys that have a little character, guys that have Oklahoma ties, and guys that will be exciting to watch. These kids play hard and they're really competitive, and that's what we want to show out there.
We're hanging out with the head coach and GM
and
at the
West. Tryouts.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, and in the tryouts, basically we're looking for people to fill those spots. Like, we're going to need a little bit more size. We're going to need some great athletes. The way we play, we're really going to try to defend and run the score up. So we're going to try to score 150 points if we can. So the thing is we need good athletes that get up and down the floor and be in really good shape. So in our tryouts, we're really going to be looking for people that are in shape, that are ready, that are serious, and also committed to the community involvement that we're going to have. Because we do community events, we're doing camps, we're doing clinics, we're doing speaking engagements. I mean, we're going to be out there. So have to fit not only on the court, but they have to fit the off-the-court personalities in which we're trying to portray.
Hanging out with head coach and GM of the Western Oklahoma Bulls, the ABA team coming to Elk City, Jonathan Reed. That was I see that there's a kids camp coming up next week at the end of the week. I think that's a really cool thing that people are going to gravitate toward with something new with you guys getting out in the community and really helping out with kids especially.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's something that we do. And I did it when I was a player. I think that's where that comes from. When I was a player in Ireland and Switzerland and all those places, I was highly active in every community that I went to. I mean, I would go out and do camps, and I just did it for free just because I enjoyed doing it and I didn't want to sit in my apartment all day. but now I'm like, I saw the benefits of it. My career really took off. I became one of the most popular players in Ireland, over my career there. And, I was able to build a pretty good empire there for a while. So basically, I start seeing the benefits of being out there in the community, and I sell that to my players as well. I'm like, hey, it helps you, it helps them, it helps everybody if you're involved, and you might like it. Which I think that when people get out and they start meeting people in Elk City, I think they'll really enjoy the people and the community environment that's out there, because I know I have. And so I'm excited to see how that part develops.
Yeah, I got a fourth grader, and she's already bugged me about this. I said, yeah, we'll it's fall break. We got time. We'll get you there. I think we're going to get her in there and a couple of her friends too. I tell you what, Coach, we're going to put this on our Facebook page about your youth camp and see if we can get you some interest there.
Great. Thank you. The more the merrier. And I mean, Arrowhead's a great place to do it, and everything like that. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna love on them. If we have 5 or if we have 50, we're gonna still bring the heat and bring a product that's fun, entertaining. And in our camps, we're actually gonna teach basketball as well. Like, we're going to stop and correct kids when they're doing things the wrong way. We're going to try to teach the game, but also make it fun. It's not a high-pressure situation. We're going to be out there screaming and yelling for perfection, but we are going to be actually teaching the game, and that's one of my main things is player development. And we still do that with our, pro guys. We still say, hey, you got room to grow. You always have room to improve your game, and that's what we're going to do with these kids.
We got a question on our text line. What day and time are the I guess who can come? Can anybody come try out for the team? And when and where is that?
It's wide open. It's next weekend. It's next Saturday. I believe registration starts at 9:00 in the morning, and it's at our practice facility in El Reno, which is 500 North Admire in El Reno, Oklahoma.
Perfect. We'll get that information out there as well. All right. So when do the games start? How can some folks come and experience what you guys are doing here at the Arrowhead?
Great. We've got our home opener will be the first weekend in November. That's Saturday. We've actually got a doubleheader that weekend for Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be having a flyer and some information coming out on our opponent and everything else like that in a press release, I think next week. So we'll have more information on that. Also could check our Facebook page and our Instagram. All of our social media stuff will be there, as well as our website launch should be out by next Friday as well.
Well,
and then the full schedule will be out. We'll start getting all that stuff, and I think tickets available that weekend as well.
So that's what can you buy the tickets at the door? Need to go online? How is that process going to work?
Yeah. So we'll have season tickets available at Arrowhead, and I think they're going to put it online. We'll have it online, and we'll have a link to our website there. But you can always just go up unless they sell out, which we hope they do. But we will have some tickets allowed to just purchase at the door. But we will have an online link shortly that you'll be able to go on and purchase tickets and reserve your seats and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm excited to come see it, Coach. And one more thing.
Yeah.
I want a shirt. Can we buy shirts at these games? That logo is cool.
Yes. Thank you. We put a lot of effort and love into that logo to make sure we have the right colors, the right things for the mascot coming up and all that. And yes, we will be swagged out. Jerseys, T-shirts, hats.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to swag it out, man. We're going to make sure that everybody can feel like they're a part of it and be a part of this journey that we're going to take together.
I'm excited. I might be one of those wild fans that's wearing everything, going crazy. Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. This is really cool.
Good, man, and it's a cool rule with the 3D rule. So we're gonna press a little bit sometimes. I'm not going to give away all of our strategy, but you get a bonus point if you're familiar with the ABA rules. If you get a steal in the backcourt, there's a red light that comes on, and you get a bonus point. It's a cool little rule that makes it a little more exciting at times. So we're going to do some things. We're going to need their craziness because we're going to need some fan engagement when that happens.
Awesome.
Absolutely, awesome. Man. We're so excited to have you guys. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll keep everybody up to date as the rollout happens with the website and that swag. That logo is so cool.
I just love the name. It's so fitting out here in Western Oklahoma. Yeah. It just fits into the culture of farmers and ranchers. I love it. I love it.
It's perfect.
Well, thank you, guys. Man. And anytime you need it, hey, thank you. And I'll hook you guys up too, man.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Hey, we'll keep in touch throughout the season as it gets closer, and to get everybody updated on exactly what's happening, when the games are, and that kind of thing. We really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you so much.
You betcha. Head coach and GM Jonathan Reed of the Western Oklahoma Bulls joining us to kind of kick off everything that's coming. It's
cool.
It's really cool, and this is why people. That's why we have the Arrowhead.
Exactly.
It's the things that can happen by having a facility like that.
Yeah, and this city and this community, this region is capable of supporting something like that. I mean, there's always that rhetoric of, well, there's nothing to do in Western Oklahoma. Well, now there's something to do.
Absolutely.
There's something to come. And we all love sports, right? I mean, we've been to enough football and basketball games, small school, large school, whatever. You see the people there. This feeds into everything. There's nothing to do. Yeah, there's something to do. What do we love out here? Sports. We got good sports. It's going to be quality basketball to watch. Can't wait.
I can't
really
either.
Can't wait.
It's like you said, like even different rules in the fan
I'm about to do my homework.
The excitement
Yeah.
it's going to bring.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll roll on with the Garrison Financial Friday. Scotty G is in the house. I'm sure he's got some thoughts on what's going to happen tomorrow in the Cotton Bowl. Stay tuned. Skinny on Sports coming back right here on The Sports Animal.
Hello, my name is Scott Garrison. You may remember me as Scott the Barber or just as Ron and Carla's son. I've been involved in our community since opening Scott's Barbershop on the southeast corner of 3rd and Main in 1998. Now I'm back in the same building as Garrison Financial. I started investing in my 20s. I invested through the dot-com crash and the Great Recession. I started caring for other people's money in 2018, and I truly enjoy sitting down with my clients, understanding their wants and needs as well as what keeps them up at night. Whether my friends just want want me to invest a little of their savings or want me to work with their tax and legal professionals to strive towards optimal efficiency, we can do it all. I believe communication is key to helping my clients reach their goals. For if we are faithful over a few things, we shall be given more. Contact me at scott@soonerwealth.com. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Garrison Financial and Cambridge are not affiliated. This communication is strictly intended for individuals residing in the states of Colorado, Nevada, Oklahoma, and Texas. No offers may be made or accepted from any resident outside the specific states referenced. Cambridge does not offer tax and legal advice.
Hey! Is this heaven? No.
It's the Skinny on Sports.
Welcome back. Skinny on Sports, 98.1 FM, the sports animal. It's a Garrison Financial Friday. A little bit different schedule, a little bit different, order.
This whole week's been out of order. We played football last night.
I'm still not sure why we're here. Isn't it Saturday?
Yeah, right.
Need to get the chicken wings fired up because the game starts in an hour and a half. It's Friday. That's all coming up tomorrow. That is the voice of Scotty G. Scotty, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
You're all bundled up.
It is 9:32 on a beautiful Friday, and Texas still sucks.
I knew it was coming. All right, that's obviously the topic of conversation throughout the day on this station and anywhere in Oklahoma and Texas. What was that?
Siri's wanting to know what time it was. And you got to tell her again.
Give us some of your memories. I'm sure you've been down there.
Gosh.
The ones that we can say on the radio.
So my first OU Texas game ever, I went to see Doc Bowie here in town, which shout out to his kid. He killed it last night. Was all over the field. But went to see Doc Bowie 2 weeks before the game. First time I'd ever had tickets. And he said, "Yeah, you got a pretty bad hernia. We'll schedule you for surgery next week." And I said, "Nope." I said, "You can give me some drugs because I'm going to that game." And Melissa and I limped around the Cotton Bowl and then watched our man Quentin Griffin score 6 touchdowns, and we won 63-14. Yep, my first year ever, and then I watched the next 4 in a row. We won 5 in a row. It was absolutely glorious, and that 6th year was the worst money I've ever spent in my life.
Yeah, I mean it. For those that haven't been, I mean describe what the atmosphere is, and it's not just in the stadium. The fair is going on. It's madness all throughout. But try to describe to somebody that's never been just what it's like to be down there tomorrow.
It doesn't matter what either school's record is. Everybody's standing outside the game. I mean, the best ones are 2:30 when people have a chance to get a little warmed up. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter what anybody's record is. Both fan bases are incredibly jacked up, so ready to rock and roll. And you go in there, and then when you leave, one fan base is sprinting to get out of that state fair as fast as they possibly can. It is just you just can't describe it. There's nothing like it. There is not another football game in the country where you split the field 50-50. It's just incredible.
I try to explain, you can't until you're there. You go in most any football game you go to, there's going to be a time in the game where the team whose stadium you're in isn't doing good. And so there's going to be times where it's kind of quiet because of what's happening. There's not a play in that game where the stadium is quiet because half of it's going nuts every single. And it can be like a 3-yard gain, and they both kind of are happy about it. But the one thing that always amazed me was when Texas would do something really good, score a touchdown, you see arms go up, but you feel, you don't hear the sound yet, but you feel it coming, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like this wave coming at you in the OU side of the stadium, and you're just you almost put your head down before it gets there, damn.
Yeah.
And then of course, it just about bursts your eardrums. It's an amazing place.
And I don't know, I've never had the horrifying experience, but if you ever go, you realize that the entry ramp takes up one entire section of OU's end zone. So what they did to fix it was some poor OU fans have to sit in the Texas end zone, completely surrounded by the student section. That's who they're surrounded by.
See, here's not anymore. I'm too old for this. But back in the day, that would have been the coolest seat to have if you knew going in
you would
that it
have
was
going to
go.
Pretty confident.
So the first time I went was 2009, not confident at all. That was when Sammy was hurt. He played a little bit. It was a heck of a game. And in that year, Texas, it was more because they knew they were supposed to win. It was more of a relief in a lot of ways for them getting out of that game with a win because of how close it ended up being. And then, of course, the next time I went was 11 and 12. Well, it was just beat down city.
Oh, my gosh.
Beat down city. Oh. And to the point where I didn't even go back in after halftime in 12 because when I went out to get a corn dog or a beer or whatever it was at halftime, though, he was just killing them. This Texas fan walking by, he gave me just this giant stack of coupons. He's like, "I'm get tickets to get," and he's like, "I'm never coming back. This is ridiculous. We suck." I mean, he's mad, obviously. This poor little kid was crying, and I've got like $300. I got like $300 worth of tickets. I run into one of my buddies, and we're like, "Well, why would we do that? There's a beer stand right there. Corn dog. There's nobody out here in the line,
and the game's over.
And we can watch it. It's the TV right there.
Yeah."
And so, we buzzed through his. We went. I still appreciate that Texas fan for that.
We went one year, and gosh, we could tell these all day. We went one year and got down there and didn't have tickets and walked around thinking we can get them. Mm-hmm. Never got them. So we leave and we're walking down the street looking for a bar to go into and found one. And we sit down, and they had bleachers set up in the bar.
Oh, how
awesome. They brought in roll-out bleachers, and they set them up in the bar. That's and awesome. They had great big, projectors set up, and we're sitting there watching it, and OU won, just killed them. We're having a great time. There's probably still, there's probably still 20 or 30 OU fans in there. And, it was a morning game, and we're like, well, let's just stay here. We're having fun, Beer's cold. We're having a good time. And some more men started walking in. And no women ever walked in.
And you figure out, time to go.
It was not our kind of bar.
That's the amazing thing around the stadium is it feels like there's a lot of kind of like rundown or abandoned buildings that turn into bars.
Yeah.
That tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just kind of get you a permit and put up a TV, and you can have a crowd.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of people that just go for the experience, not even planning on the game. All right, let's talk about –
I got memories I want to share.
Okay,
two of them. One of them, I can't remember what year it was, but they lost. OU lost, and we're walking out, and I was just so I was so impressed by what happened afterward. We're walking out of the stadium. The game's over, and Texas fans are elated, and OU fans are down in the dumps, and a Texas fan – has one of those plastic cups, obviously he just finished off a cold one, threw it at my feet, said, "Pick it up, B." And my buddies are looking at me like, what am I going to do? And I just smiled like, that happened. That guy, they won. I guess that's how it works around here. I was so taken back by it. And I just laughed and walked on. Second one, 2008, one of the best games that I can remember, but obviously Texas won that game. And
yeah, that was an incredible game.
That was an incredible game. Went down with my friends and my girlfriend at the time, who now is my wife. I proposed to her on that weekend. Well, the worry was because they lost that game, a bunch of my friends were texting me or going, "Are you still going to propose? Are you still?" This isn't going to change my life because you lost a game.
I'll be honest with you. I'm actually surprised you still did.
I don't think I would have.
I still proposed.
It seemed like a bad omen. Don't do it this weekend. Wait for later.
But I had planned it out. We had planned that trip and everything. So, yeah, I proposed, and and everything worked out. So
You're getting some flack for not throwing hands on the text line.
Yeah.
I think I was in shock.
You should have
I
picked
was
it up
like,
and thrown it in his
what
face.
year was it? It was before 08. It was, I can't remember what year it was, but
5 or 6.
something like that. And I was just like, I just started giggling. Like, really? That happened?
All right, so
he's that brash?
everybody has the answer to this question. What's your favorite fried food item when you're down at the Texas State Fair?
It's easy. I don't go with the fancy new stuff. Just give me a corny dog. Give me a corny dog.
I'm the jalapeno cheese corny dog.
I like
myself.
the classic corny dog.
I don't.
You're too.
I usually find some good barbecue down there. And,
Stay away from the fried.
well, man, if I eat any kind of dog, my gut. And let me tell you, I used to go to Chuck's and get those dogs pretty regular. Nowadays,
It's over.
I'm old. I'm old.
We got to vote for the fried Twinkie.
Yeah, I haven't tried one of those. I did try the fried cheesecake, and it was pretty killer.
See, I had a fried bacon and a fried butter last time I went.
Ooh, I don't.
Fried butter wasn't very good.
No.
The bacon was delicious.
I bet
of
the
course.
bacon's amazing.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I've never tried the fried Dr. Pepper.
See, we never found that last time.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a decade, probably. I think 2013.
Yeah.
Or 14 maybe was the last.
Last time I went, we lost, and we were driving home, and I looked at Melissa and I said, "We could have been on the beach in Mexico for 4 days for what we just paid to come down here."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, for the game tomorrow, what do you think is the biggest key?
I think that if Oklahoma can force a turnover, we can win the game. I really do. Now that means we're not going to turn it over also, but I do think that we can beat them deep a little bit. I don't think anybody has challenged Texas defensive backs at all this year. They haven't played a team that can challenge them, and so we can get one turnover, and I think Kanik is going to. I think it's going to be a breakout game for him.
Very good. What do you think, Jared? What's your biggest key?
I like that. My biggest key is Dylan Gabriel's play. I said it earlier in the week. If you haven't played in this game, it takes some little bit of getting used to. Between the two quarterbacks, statistically, Dylan Gabriel's played better so far compared to Quinn Ewers. But Ewers has played in this game last year, albeit a blowout.
And he
and
played
all that
great,
stuff,
by the
but
way.
he played great,
Yeah.
and he's been playing solid
And he
this
played
year too.
Played pretty great against Alabama too.
Yeah, but
It's kind of a trend with that guy.
Yeah.
so if Dylan comes out and plays like he has played in the first 5 games and not have those big saucer eyes looking around at the split Cotton Bowl and all the fanfare and the state fair and all that, if he comes out and has a solid first quarter, I like OU's chances, but he can't come out to a slow start. He can't.
I'll say one thing:
overthrows
if he's underthrowing and our receivers are having to adjust like they have had to a couple of times, those Texas DBs will be adjusing just as fast.
So
yeah,
the-
that's
the-
probably the thing that OU's not used to. I mean, but it's not. I mean, Iowa State's normally a really good defense, and that just seemed like it was really weird last week.
How about you?
I think it's gonna. It looks like Jatavian Sanders is going to play. Now they say he's good to go. We'll see what that
Yeah.
means health wise.
Good to go at 70%.
Yeah,
Good
that's
to,
right.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's the Jatavian Sanders that he is, or a different version of him. But I think to me the biggest key is we all know that BV is going to be ultra aggressive. He's going to come at Ewers. He's going to try to pressure him. We all know that's coming. Everybody does. I mean, the shock of all shocks. It'd be if we looked up and we were rushing 3, dropping 8, right? That would be completely shy. It's just not in his DNA to do it, right? And so, to me, Oklahoma's back end, the middle of the field with linebackers that aren't blitzing, whatever that looks like with the zone blitz. I think I've watched some stuff where people had success kind of zone blitz and then Tampa 2ing in the back to confuse Ewers. But those guys holding up. Gentry Williams has been fantastic. Can he be fantastic against Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy? We really hadn't heard much of Woody. Is that because he's been great, or nobody's been throwing at him? That's corner wise there, and then the safeties. It's got to be a little concerning with some angles we saw last week early on in the game, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if we don't see 22 out there
the entire game.
Because Bowen, he does not seem affected by the stage at all of college football, and he seems like the most natural guy in the back end that I can remember at OU.
He just makes plays.
He does. And I don't know if he's supposed to be blocking those punts, but by God, he is. You know what I'm saying?
Last week he didn't block the punt. He blocked the foot.
Yeah, he almost was back there just taking it off his foot and running it in. But I think that, the blitz isn't going to get home every time. It might get there a couple, but it's not going to get there every time. Being able to not give up giant plays when it doesn't get home, I think is a huge key for OU.
Yeah. And then just to top it all off, gosh, I'm ready to be the SEC so we don't have this game at 11 a.m. every stinking year. I mean, yeah, there are some good games Saturday night, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisville, Notre Dame, but none of those are Oklahoma, Texas.
There's zero reason this shouldn't be a 2:30 game.
There's zero reason it shouldn't be a 7 p.m. game.
I can think of a few.
100,000 drunks.
Yeah, and the neighborhood. No, thank you.
I bet you in sometime in the early years of being in the SEC, we're going to see one night game just to see. They're going to go, okay, let's see if this works.
I think they'll give it a shot.
I do.
I don't think so.
You don't think
Not
so?
if it's still in the Cotton
At one
Bowl.
time, they wanted to do it at night.
Does Cotton Bowl
a
even have
decade
lights?
ago,
It has lights.
and I remember Dallas city officials shut it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
Yeah.
it really has. I don't know how much Joe C is clamoring for a night OU Texas game, but he won't even have the first right of refusal. I don't know that Dallas
Yeah,
wants that.
yeah, that's true.
I ain't driving down there.
So real quick, because we all know where we are there. Does Kentucky have a chance?
No,
I don't think so either.
the line
Yeah,
tells you
should
Kentucky,
tell you everything you need to know.
The line being 14.5 tells you that Vegas thinks Georgia's going to blow them out.
Does Louisville have a chance?
Maybe.
It's at Louisville. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Man, Notre Dame just seemed. God.
Does A&M have a chance?
That's the one. That's where I was going to go. I was going to go the other way though.
Does
Is there any
Alabama?
chance Alabama can win at A&M?
It's trending A&M's way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like 1.5 right now.
It's funny because we all, and I'm right at the top of this list. I'll make fun of A&M every single chance I get, and I ripped them last year. How bad they were, paying all that money. Don't look now, but that defensive line that they got in there is wrecking shop.
Well, and I was down there and watched Von Miller completely destroy us in the last game that OU played at Texas A&M, and that is a very different environment.
Yeah,
Very different.
I've heard you feel it when they start. It feels like it's the whole stadium is moving.
It's the moment you step on the campus. You know you're not welcome.
Never been. I don't know if I want to go.
Well, it was different.
All right, what can't happen?
We can't. If we have a turnover, we're done. Can't. Gabriel has to be accurate.
Yeah, I that was my first one. My second one is can't let Ewers beat you with his legs. If that aggressive defense is going to be aggressive, contain him, make him beat you with the throat. Because the secondary we just mentioned is really, really good. You can't let them have lanes to run.
Mine is I don't think you can beat your head. I know there's the stat about whoever wins the game runs the ball the best. It's like 22 of the last 25.
Don't worry about it.
Don't beat your head against the freaking wall trying to run the ball when you can't.
Yeah.
Pass it to open up the run.
Know your strength.
That's right. Don't waste a quarter and a half trying to prove that you can run when you can just throw.
I agree.
Will
Especially against one of the best defensive lines in college football.
Yeah, I mean, it's just maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe later, but don't do it early.
Okay, wild card question. Will Jackson Arnold be a factor in this game?
Hope not.
Not for the sake of injury, just for the sake of
That's why I hope not.
why they're throwing him, just putting him in there in a whatever Levy's been doing earlier in the year.
I don't think so.
Is it setting? Did that?
I think that might have been
set
just
something
to
up?
give Texas something else to think
something
about.
to work with, something to look at,
Just
something to
waste
think about.
20 minutes on this package
Yeah.
of practice.
Yeah.
I hope not, because that
If it's 2nd and 1,
I'm not saying he can't.
how
do
do
it,
you feel if you see him running in?
but terrible. I don't like it.
Or if he
I
steps
don't feel
back,
as terrible as you do.
I don't like it.
The way that ball comes off his arm.
Yeah, but I just don't like
Oh, he's so exciting.
it. I don't.
Oh, he's so
I
exciting.
don't like it.
And watching those ducks fall either behind the receiver or in front of the receiver, it's just a different arm.
Oh, there's no doubt, but it's a different accuracy possibility as well. I mean,
I don't know.
Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. If it's 2nd and 1, you got there somehow. Do the same thing to get a first down.
I agree with that.
All right, what's your score?
I was thinking about this a lot. I think it's going to be 32-28. And you know who I'm picking.
That's interesting, a 4-point game.
Yep.
Jared?
I mentioned earlier I had a dream last night.
Yeah.
And I had a dream, and I
hold your ears, kids.
And I woke up, and then I immediately got sad because that dream. I sound like the varsity.
That's what I was going to say. What did you go down and beat?
I was like, what are we like in the locker room here?
No, I just real. I woke up and
it's like Paul Walker.
Oh man, that wasn't real. That was just a dream.
Oh no.
But the dream I had, OU won 35-27. So I'm sticking with it.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close to mine.
Lance Harbor. I had a dream, and then I woke up. I thought you were going to say, and I realized, thank goodness that was just a dream because we're going to beat them worse.
I did not mean to come off like that. But, no, 35-27, I think OU moves the ball. Defense makes a key stop in the end. And then there you go. That's what I got. How about you?
I wrote down OU 28-24, but I don't really believe.
God, we're a bunch of homers.
I don't believe. I'm not going to really pick that. I don't really believe that's going to happen.
So what is it then?
30. I got 31-24. Bad guys.
Oh.
31-24. Bad guys. One of the biggest OU homers of all time has picked Texas 35-17. I know this.
You guys are not real fans.
Well, listen, we're not trying to be.
You
fans
have
on
to.
this show.
If you're a true fan, you have to be able to talk yourself into believing.
Listen, I've talked myself into believing
in
the
face of all odds.
I am just
when OU scored that touchdown against USC in the Rose Bowl, and I thought, oh, here we go, we're gonna beat them by 50, and somebody did lose by 50.
Yeah, that was an amazing game. That was 7-7 at one point, wasn't it? 7-0. I guess OU scored first.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No, I just don't think Oklahoma is quite there. I tried to talk myself into it.
So let me ask you this. Oklahoma continues to mature. I mean, we're all fairly certain on who's going to be in the Big 12 championship. Where are you going then?
I think Oklahoma has a better chance then.
Yeah, I think this is the first of two matchups. I agree.
Yeah.
I think the Sooners have a better chance at that point.
You never know. Oklahoma State might win out and be in the Big 12 championship.
It would, for the scenario to play out how you're talking about with a rematch, it would be nice for the Cowboys to beat Kansas State tonight. Because Kansas State is the one team I think that can really kind of have a say as a participant in the Big 12 title game outside of Oklahoma and Texas.
I don't think anybody's going to have. If their quarterback can get healthy.
Yeah, Will Howard is a huge key.
If he can get healthy, then maybe. But if he's banged up all year, which it looks like he's going to be banged up all year, and honestly, they should rest him for a couple games because they got a pretty good shot to win the next couple games without him.
Yeah, at Oklahoma State, at Tech.
Yeah.
And then they've got TCU and Houston at home.
And God, TCU looks terrible.
Houston's obviously terrible. And then, then you get November 4th, go to Texas.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty G, what's going on down at Garrison Financial?
Oh, we're just having a great time working with clients, helping them navigate the waters of their financial future, helping them build legacy plans, helping them put in some company plans and take care of some company benefits. So you got any questions about that stuff, give me a call. You guys got my number?
Absolutely.
All right, go enjoy your macaroons.
Let's see if he's got my number.
821-1219.
There you go.
I wrote it down that day you told us.
I'm glad you did because I didn't remember it.
I've got it right here. 821-1219. 124 North Main Street, Scott@SoonerWealth.com. Where are you watching the game tomorrow?
I'm probably going to go out to Twyman's house.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you cooking?
Well, I don't know. Now I have to figure it out because we were talking about going to the game until I couldn't find a seat for less than $600 that I wanted to sit in.
I'm not surprised that the seats are high because this is the first time since 11 that both teams are undefeated.
Yep. If I'd have gotten them 2 weeks ago, I'd have gotten a decent price. But yeah, Sam's he's a little irritated at me.
Well,
but he'll be all right.
that's the way life is.
He doesn't know how irritated he is until he goes to his first game.
Yeah, then
he'll know how bad Dad let him down.
Yeah, he'll be cussing you forever about 2023, especially if the Sooners win tomorrow. Man. When he gets to go his first time.
He won't have to worry about it because if they win tomorrow, I'll be cussing myself.
Man, it's going to be fun. So Twyman's.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Guess my phone's broke.
You come to my kid's birthday party tomorrow.
I'm going to one of my other high school buddies' house. That's fine, Twyman. I'm making chicken wings.
All you did was carry him through a state championship. Huh?
Yeah, I know. Me and Dustin both. That's why we're having a party without him, I guess. Have a great weekend, Scotty. We'll be back, talk about the Big Elks win last night, and preview the weekend.
Hello, my name is Scott Garrison. You may remember me as Scott the Barber or just as Ron and Carla's son. I've been involved in our community since opening Scott's Barbershop on the southeast corner of 3rd and Main in 1998. Now I'm back in the same building as Garrison Financial. I started investing in my 20s. I invested through the dot-com crash and the Great Recession. I started caring for other people's money in 2018, and I truly enjoy sitting down with my clients, understanding their wants and needs as well as what keeps them up at night. Whether my friends just want me to invest a little of their savings or want me to work with their tax and legal professionals to strive towards optimal efficiency, we can do it all. I believe communication is key to helping my clients reach their goals. For if we are faithful over a few things, we shall be given more. Contact me at scott@soonerwealth.com. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Garrison Financial and Cambridge are not affiliated. This communication is strictly intended for individuals residing in the states of Colorado, Nevada, Oklahoma, and Texas. No offers may be made or accepted from any resident outside the specific states referenced. Cambridge does not offer tax and legal advice.
The Skinny on Sports.
Mark, yeah, Ing, yeah.
Welcome back, Skinny on Sports, 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. It is a Garrison Financial Friday. Scotty G, join us. Talk about OU Texas coming up tomorrow. Down at 124 North Main, his office, full financial planner. He can shop the open market to bring you the best value on your life insurance and investments. Manage your investments, or if you want to kind of look at your stuff yourself, but you're just sure how to get started, he'll charge you hourly to build you a plan, and then you can manage it from there. He'll work with your accountants, streamline tax ramifications, all the returns that need to be filed each and every year. Scott at SoonerWealth.com, 124 North Main Street, and also the new phone number, 821-1219. All right, Jared, last night, pivotal game. We talked about it yesterday leading up to the game between Elk City and Cache. Kind of a crossroads game, kind of a season-defining game with how the Elks had lost the 3 straight, one of those being the district game to Clinton, needing to come out and find an identity, especially offensively. It felt like there was a few different things going on. And we saw a little wishbone last week, and I guess that turns out that was just a preview to what it looks like the identity is going to be, as the Elks offense churned out yards in the first half, defensively scored a touchdown with Bowie's interception, ended up with 6 forced turnovers on the night, 4 picks and 2 fumble recoveries, 35-0 at half, and the Elks just coasted there to win 35-0, even in their district record at 1-1, even in the overall record at 3-3. And it's amazing how much different the feel is, right, today than yesterday after seeing that team perform that well on that stage. Now all of a sudden, all eyes go 40 miles east to see what happens tonight between Clinton and Weatherford. And, you know, the thoughts of a district title with a Weatherford win are starting to kind of creep back in more front of mind than maybe they were yesterday.
Yeah, it just kind of goes in what we were saying before the game, was that that's just one loss in the district after the Clinton game. There's all these other games that can be taken care of. I mean, it's in your hands if you're Oak City. You can't let anyone else control your destiny. It's up to you. And that was a great first step, a great bounce-back win against a team that, coming off their last 2 games, were scoring a lot of points, holding their opponents at bay, and then you do what that they've been doing to others to them. And that's, I mean, it was I say perfect. It was, what I took away from that game last night was everything I just said, just the confidence building and controlling your own destiny. But the way the game was played, the way that game was played last night, both offensively and defensively, it was phenomenal. if you have to be very pleased if you're the Oak City coaching staff, if you're Coach Maynard, because of the way the defense started things with the pick six from Bowie, then the way the offense, the run game was on point. Passing was there when it was called upon, when it was needed. And then to hold them to 0 throughout the game, even the 2s and 3s and the younger guys got in there and maintained that. You couldn't have asked for a better situation, or a better game, because it's set up, to be honest with you. Now, it made me worry because of what I talked about Cash and how they've been playing. It's set up as a letdown game because we talked about don't let a game beat you twice. And losing to Clinton the way they lost, quick turnaround on a Thursday night, playing a red-hot Cash team, that could make you worry. And last night, the worry quickly went away. I was very pleased with their performance. And now just take one game at a time. Now they can sit back, relax, watch the game tonight over at Weatherford, see what happens, and then then look forward to Chickasha and just, again, take it one game at a time. I know we've said it's like a 3-horse race, but you never know. You never know who could trip up in that race.
Yeah, that's right. And you're going to have, more than likely, Chickasha will be 2-1 with the game against Woodward tonight. Woodward's winless on the season. And so it'll be a battle for third or tied for second, or what, depending on what happens tonight over in Clinton, over in Weatherford, between Clinton and Weatherford. But real quick, I reached out to the Cash broadcast team with the young man that was taken off in the stretcher at the beginning of the third quarter last night. The reports that he's gotten are that it's a bruised sternum. Everything appears to check out fine. It looks like he'll be healed. The major concern on the field last night was where the bruise was pretty close to where his heart is.
Oh, wow.
And so that was really the kind of the precautionary measures that everybody was taking out there on the field last night. But it's from the scary scene that it was last night to what he's telling me today. Obviously, that's good news for him, and a recovery is more than it's going to happen. So that's really good news that I got this morning from the Cash broadcast team about that, because the game was out of hand in the first, after halftime, and then that happened 3 minutes into the third quarter. It really kind of felt like from there a lot of time the game was just kind of being played out, right? Just get this thing over with, and let's all move out. Yeah. Let's all move on to next week.
Yeah.
With that more on top of mind and what had happened there. So that was really, really good news.
Yes.
What do you think about tonight with Weatherford and Clinton?
I don't know. On the text line, can Weatherford beat Clinton? I think the question is, can Clinton beat Weatherford? Because Weatherford's going to have maybe a slight edge in talent with C.J. Nixon. You mentioned
Nick Jett.
But Clinton brings that Clinton toughness. Did they turn a corner with their defense the way they defended Oak City last week? I asked that question last night, but because I was kind of, that transitive property doesn't work in a lot of sports. Sometimes it does in high school, but, because Oak City was having so much success on the ground last night. It was hard to find over at Clinton. So did Clinton make a turn with their defense? But it's not going to matter if they can't defend Nixon through the air. So
it seems
I just don't know. It's really we talk about keys to the game. If Clinton's defense can contain, maybe not shut down, but contain and limit Nixon, they have a chance. I favor Weatherford, though, slightly.
I kind of do, too, because here's why. And Daniel said this last night on the broadcast, and I thought he hit it exactly what I think, 100%. And that is what Weatherford does well is kind of what Clinton's weakness has been. You know what I'm saying? That it just when you watch some of those early games, and it just feels like now Clinton did make some adjustments in the secondary, and I think that's really helped by moving some of those older guys, Sully being one of them, back to the safety spots instead of having young guys back there. Now they got the veterans, him and Garrison Rhodes, a couple seniors on the back line of defense for Clinton. I think that has definitely helped them out, and maybe not as susceptible to the big play. But, I mean, who cannot get out of their mind? And the kid plays hard, and he's Martin, the one corner for Clinton, number 6. He's 5'4". CJ's 6 foot. I mean, you know what it feels like any time Weatherford would need any yardage, just line him up and throw it. I mean, it just seems like that's an advantage that there's not a ton that Clinton can do about it on that side. But I know they'll try to take Hill with him to avoid that. Right, Hill's not a giant guy, but he's bigger than Martin is. So
he's as athletic as they get.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure that'll be the goal for the Red Tornadoes is to not ever see CJ on Martin, because I don't know. I don't really care what the play call is or where it's at. That would be on almost automatic. Just throw it up in the air, because I just don't know what can happen there that's not positive for Weatherford.
Yeah.
But that's not the only matchup on the field, obviously. So, but I'm the same way. I'd really I just feel like what Weatherford does good is what Clinton struggles with a little bit.
But again, I go back to have they turned a corner defensively, Clinton, that is, from last week, and then, they had a lot of swagger. I use that word a lot. They had a lot of swagger. Clinton did, beating their rival. Does that carry? They're mad of what happened last year when Weatherford came to Tornado Bowl.
Yeah, the revenge is definitely on Clinton's side.
And then they rushed them they rushed the field on their own home field. That's got to be with them. I'm sure that tape is on a loop in their locker room. Yeah. So there's a lot of swagger there and a lot of revenge on their minds. Like every year, Custer County conflict is going to get most of the state's attention, and it's going to get our attention. Obviously, should be a good one.
Yeah, and
I can't. I'm on the fence about it.
It's hard, and it's hard to imagine a world in which Clinton isn't 4A1 champions if they win tonight. If Clinton beats Elk City one week and Weatherford the next, I don't know if there is a world available where they aren't the district champs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just, they are so far out in front of everybody at that point that it's hard to imagine them not winning. So I think it'll be a good one. I don't think either team – I don't think you see 30-10 like you did last year.
No.
But for either side. Can you watch it? Yes. I ain't telling you where.
I don't know where.
I have no idea how you can.
Everybody has to stream nowadays.
I'm positive you can, but I ain't telling you where.
I'm not sure. I respect their radio guys, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
I respect the Law Dog over there in Weatherford and Dennis and Allen over in Clinton. Totally respect the radio guys. Sure.
Yeah. But I ain't telling you nothing.
No.
Find it. The Googles will help you.
I'm sorry, they're not promoting us.
We're teasing. I mean, not really, but kind of. What about tonight in Stillwater?
It's gonna be a long night for Cowboys. I've slept on that one too. I think Kansas State's just the better team. It's X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's. I think they're just the better team.
I think something needs to happen good early. To get some belief. It's going to be a crowd into the blackout. It's a cool idea.
The atmosphere can be cool. But you're right. You have to keep them engaged and do something early. Maybe do a little razzle dazzle to start things off.
Return a kick or block a punt or something to get some belief back in that fan base early on. And from there, then we can see weird things happen on these Friday night games. We don't see them very much here in the Big 12. But think about how many times we've been on a broadcast and you look up and you're going, whoa, Syracuse beat Clemson. What?
Right. Yeah, Friday nights.
There's some wonky things that happen Friday, but I think the Pokes have to start. They have to start well early. Okay, Georgia, no chance? I mean, Kentucky, no chance?
Man, I would love to say Kentucky has a chance. I don't know. I mean, Auburn gave Georgia a fight last week. Seems like Georgia's kind of been running through sand these last few games. If they are still undefeated, they are defending champs. Where is it? Is it at Athens?
Yes.
No chance then. Sorry. No chance.
You were building a case and you just threw it right out the window.
No.
Mizzou, LSU?
I'd say Kentucky stays around for about a quarter and a half, but Georgia will pull away.
Mizzou, LSU? Purple Tigers or the black and gold Tigers?
Man, is Mizzou the real deal? No. Goes back to athletes. I think there's more athletes on the field for
I want to see.
Tigers.
I want to see if LSU can cover Theo Weiss and Luther Burden. That second, what in the world has happened to the LSU secondary? Think about the league. There's when you watch a Sunday night game, you have a hard time watching any Sunday night game, no matter who it is in the NFL, and not hearing so and so LSU in the secondaries of either team. Mm-hmm. And, man, that secondary is bad. Ole Miss rolled up over 700 on them last week.
I think I could tell you what's happened to their secondary. I just got to look them up. You might know what I'm talking about.
What's that?
A certain coach that used to be in Norman. Give me a minute.
Bo Pelini?
No, move on. I'll help you out.
Okay.
You know who the safeties coach is at LSU?
Who?
One Kerry Cooks.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
There's your answer.
Sorry about your luck.
There's your answer.
On the text line, game is at Woody Roof Field, not at SWASU. We
Right.
talked about that last night at halftime
exactly.
of our game. That's just a better venue, man. SWASU,
It is.
whatever.
Yeah, SWASU's done a great. That's a cool.
Play
venue,
that in the
but
semifinal. Play there in the semifinals. You know,
high school, played at high school.
that's right.
And
yeah.
I get it with the big game, and you want a bigger venue, but
It's just
I'm not so
cooler.
sure there's any more seats at SWASU than there is at Ledford
There's-
High.
Definitely on the visitor side there is.
And they're doing a lot of really cool. Last time we were there, they were doing some construction over there.
Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago for the junior high.
It's looking. They're
nice.
doing really cool
Yeah, it's
stuff.
very
Turf
nice.
field looks good. Yeah, it needs to be played at the high school. Glad they are.
Me too. No doubt about it. Bama winning at A&M.
No, I'll go A&M.
I think A&M's going to win the game too. A sneaky good one, Syracuse UNC.
Carolina.
Washington State UCLA. If Wazoo wins this one, watch out because they miss a couple of these really good Pac-12 teams. They've already beaten Oregon State. I don't think they play USC, and I don't think they play somebody else. Let me look at. I got their schedule right here. Yeah, so they miss. Okay, they win tonight against UCLA. They miss USC. They miss Utah. They go, but now they do go to Oregon and to Washington. But Wazoo wins tonight or on Saturday. They could be in that running, very, very entrenched in the running for the Pac-12 title game. Let's see. You want to? Are you? It sounded to me like you would call for an upset with Louisville beating Notre Dame.
Louisville's kind of one of those under the radar undefeated teams, right? There are a few of those out there.
Yeah, you know who else is undefeated?
Maryland's
Yes,
undefeated.
Maryland. I had no idea they were undefeated.
Yeah, of course, Oklahoma, which I would say is a lot of people aren't talking about. They're talking about them this week.
Maryland's
because they're playing
not
Texas.
even ranked at 5-0.
Yeah, they're undefeated. But again, Louisville's kind of one of those. No one's talking about it. Well, first time I knew about it when they said the state of Kentucky's undefeated, Louisville and Kentucky. I give them a shot. It's kind of like the same shot I give Kentucky.
Yeah, I think I'll give
Notre
Louisville a bit. Well, it's because they're at home, one, and Georgia's probably better than Notre Dame. Notre Dame's just tough, man. These are those games that you walk out of there, Louisville leads the whole game, and a lot like last week against Duke.
Yeah.
And you think it's upset, you think it's going to happen, and then bam, sorry about your luck.
Yep.
Notre Dame wins.
Usually the better team pulls one out. They figure it out.
Cowboys-Niners on Sunday. I'm looking forward just to see. That's the cool thing about the NFL. It doesn't knock you out of anything.
I want it to be a fight. I want
I
it
do
to be
too.
a fun fight game where you could walk away and say, yeah, those were two top NFC teams.
By the way,
But I
just
think
got,
49ers win.
Just got a little alert. Ryder Cowan is going to the Big 12 match play on the team. He beat out Clover for the 5th spot. I think
Cool.
Luke is his first name.
Cool.
So Ryder going to be on the play for the Sooners at the Big 12 match play as a team player. That's awesome. It's good to see him.
That's a big step.
Kind of
for him.
shaking
Yeah.
off. You know, he didn't play. I know he didn't play as well as he wanted to in the first tournament as an OU player, but he shook that off. Now he's right back in the lineup, so it's good to see.
Yeah.
For Ryder Cowan. All right. We went way over.
That's all right.
I hadn't even looked at the clock.
That's all right. We had
Good
a lot
stuff.
to talk about
We
today.
did have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll be back Monday. Rehash all of it. Good luck to Arapahoe Butler. Lady Indians. Class A semifinals today against number 1 Caddo. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Scotty G.
You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Cow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.